guys, welcome back to another episode of The Mystical Maker. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I made Sting from The Hobbit and also Lord of the Rings. I know this isn't the most accurate sword, but it is pretty cool because I added a small little light here, so you can kind of light up the blade towards the hilt area, which looks pretty cool, and the blade itself is glow in the dark. Which I think is also pretty cool. The whole thing is made out of foam, so mostly foam board because it's really light and fairly strong, and then some of the handle is made out of foam, and just like some old plastic scraps for the pommel here. This was like a pretty long build, so I would appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. And also, thank you so much for getting me to 500 subs. It's been a while, and yeah. So, with that, let's get into the video. The first thing I did was I got out some foam board, and I just made some basic measurements and kind of sketched out the whole sword off of some reference pictures, but they didn't turn out that great. And I'm basically just cutting all of these pieces out. The sword is 2 layers thick, so I can bevel it. And then all of this is done by hand, but there are other templates that you can use to make the sword. The crossguard is some foam, along with the handle, and I'm putting down a protective sheet so I can paint the whole sword at once. I'm using some basic silver paint for the entirety of the blade after I carved on some runes into the main part to make it look more like an elvish blade. The handle is just some brown that I added, some white, and I'm basically just cutting a little area into the crossguard where I can put this little blue light here, and then once that's all done, when it's in the crossguard, I'll just paint over it with black and silver, so it will be kind of hidden, and then you can just switch it on, which is kind of perfect. Here I'm just adding some extra touch-ups, and finally painting the whole thing black. I'm adding a couple coats of glow-in-the-dark and Mod Podge onto the blade so that it can glow in the dark and be a bit more durable and seal the foam. I'm also adding a slight bluish tint to some of the glow in the dark on my second coat so that it can have kind of a blue sheen even when it's not glowing. And that's basically it. So that's basically how I made this pretty cool sword here. I did bevel it a little bit, and you can still see some of the line work around the edge. I would not suggest hitting this around because it is rather weak, seeing as how it's made out of poster board, but I did bevel the edge with just my knife. It's pretty easy to do, and just added some more paint on top of that once that was done. Yeah, and then for down here, here's the little light thing, and then you can just switch it on with your fingers and back off again. Oh. And then the handle is poster board, or foam board, and then 2 pieces of foam, so it's a little bit more comfortable to hold. I have some runes here, and some more on this crossguard. Basically just carving them in and heating them up with a heat gun so that they can be a little bit more visible. And that's basically it. If you want to create this for yourself, you can find like poster board and stuff, or foam board, which is the stuff that I use to make basically the whole sword at like the dollar store. It's very cheap, pretty cool project for like cosplay and stuff. So I would recommend this, and yeah, I will see you in the next video.